days away, nice and slow. Your laughter ripples like sweet warm wine. In this jazzy sultry space you're mine. The saxophone croons a velvet tune, while melodies dance beneath the moon. We'll toast to moments both grand and small, in this hazy, lazy, jazz-touched hall. But let's sit together in the mellow night. We'll drink to love till the morning light. Every glass we raise a promise true. Here's to the magic in a drink with you. Your eyes, they sparkle with every click. Sweet rendezvous over a simple drink. We'll share our secrets in whispers low, just you and me where the jazz flows slow. The world outside fades into the mist, but here it's our own dreamy tryst. With each sip our worries drift away. Let's stay together till the break of day. So let's sit together in the mellow night. We'll drink to love till the morning light. Every glass we raise a promise true. Here's to the magic in a drink with you.
The following live stream has been approved for appropriate audiences. It may contain occasional strong language and may not be suitable for younger or more sensitive viewers. Viewer inebriation is advised, though not mandatory.
Good evening, happy Friday, and welcome to Last Call, where tonight we're returning to the Batman of Tim Burton. That's right, the Batman of 1989. We only got 2 films in that universe. Trust me on this, we'll get into it. But lately, we've gotten more. I just finished reading the John Jackson Miller novel Batman Resurrection, set between Batman and Batman Returns, and am in the middle of the Batman 89 comic series. We'll talk about this expanding universe and a bunch more after you top off your glasses, strap in, because the Batmobile peels out right now.
Last Call is streamed before a live audience.
Vasalud and welcome. Oh man, I appreciate your patience. I never start late, but I was having some serious problems this end. Normally I would say something about a brutal week. I haven't had a brutal week. I just had a brutal last half hour. I know that Culture Casino, was it earlier today or yesterday, was having really bad computer problems, and today the Bluetooth completely shut off on my system. So now I'm back to being on a leash, and everything sounds like it's coming through 2 tin cans. It's brutal. What am I sipping on? You guys that joined me for Liquid Lunch know what I'm sipping on. And I made it all nice and pretty, but you know what? Screw the garnish. I'm going to drink. Because I need it. Let me quick say hi to... I didn't even have a chance to say hello to Boomer in the backdrop, because I could not get in. Age of Boomer, how are you doing, my friend? What are you sipping on?
I'm doing fine. I'm sipping on a Coca-Cola.
The regular, normal,
No
no
frills
diet, just
alcohol.
yeah. And
No.
one day, real soon, it'll be back to using real sugar.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the soda companies are getting rid of high fructose corn syrup. Thank you, Robert Kennedy Jr.
That'll be nice. Well, let's buy Mexican Coke anymore.
Well, yeah,
So
then you don't have to pay the tariff fees, right?
right, exactly.
See, I'm sure someone must have said, "Oh, are you putting tariffs on Mexico?" Well, what about Mexican Coke? Well, we got Coke here. Why are they buying Mexican Coke? High fructose corn syrup. Bobby, yeah, I'm on it. That's how I picture it going. I don't know that it actually went that way.
So did you have a good evening, just out of curiosity?
Oh, wonderful evening. I want to thank everybody who contributed to the anniversary fund last week, between Netter's stream and mine. We went to Benihana for dinner. Well, late lunch, early dinner. You got to call it dinner because they only serve lunch up to 3:00, and we got there for a 3:00 reservation. So very, very good. We both had plum wine, which I hadn't had in a long time. I love plum wine.
Oh, that sounds delightful.
It's a very sweet wine, and I'm not embarrassed to admit I like sweet wines. I'm not a huge wine drinker. Do I like a port? Sure, but at the holidays, in the winter time when I want to, warm the innards a little bit. But if I'm going to have a wine, I think I'd like something a little lighter, a little fruitier, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with plum wine. And Netter, who is looking very Batgirlish in that particular.
Look at that.
Yeah. How are you doing, my dear? What are you sipping on, as if I didn't know?
The outfit seemed appropriate, so of course I'm going to wear it. I've got a proper margarita with a salt-rimmed glass. In fact, why don't you show them how pretty my glass looks, because yours doesn't. Got it?
Yep. Okay, so this, and I just make sure I'm on camera. There's Netter's glass. I made it really pretty for her. Me, I don't need it to look pretty. I need a serious drink.
And I've got a seltzer water chaser.
I got nothing. I'm just going for the margarita because I need it. So you see that Netter, that is in fact Netter there. That's not an AI picture or anything like that. That is Netter in her Stephanie Brown Batgirl costume. I figured, if she's gonna do Batgirl, why bother with a red wig and go for Barbara when she's already got the blonde hair? Just go for Stephanie Brown, and worked beautifully. Looked
great.
Wonderful. Let's say hi to the chat. I'm sorry again, guys, for being so late.
Have that late. You were like 5 minutes late.
That's late, and
I know it's late, but I'm just saying it's not. I've other YouTubers that were, in my opinion, way later when they shouldn't have been. So I mean,
yes, but those YouTubers.
But you're not.
I've got my issues with that. I feel like, this is if this is going to be appointment viewing, and I'm going to schedule a time every week. I should be here on time. That's just being professional.
I got you.
In my opinion, not saying that anyone else is not, professional. I'm just saying, we need to, we need to do or do not. There is no try, right? Have a great show, my friends. FYI, next Friday's rewatch at 7 p.m. Apollo 13 in honor of Jim Lovell. Did you get that art? I haven't done an article. I didn't have a chance. I heard about it on the way home.
I didn't know about this. No.
John Lovell just passed.
Oh no.
I've gotten a couple of in remembrances. I'm sorry, guys. Not all of them necessarily rise to the geeky geezers. We got to mention them. Jim Lovell absolutely does.
Gotcha.
I've got to say, Houston, we have a problem.
Oh, that's a shame.
I mean, he was, what was it, Netter 90 or something like that?
97.
97.
Well,
Holy crap. Almost makes me wonder, did he get a few extra minutes of life just because he, orbited the Earth and, went up to the moon and back again, at relativistic speeds? That's a great life. Well, you know what? Another thing, too. Those astronauts, you need to be in tip-top shape in order to be an astronaut.
Oh, yeah. It's tough.
Lynn Green, I love you, dear. You are a sweetie. She says, if only I could clone myself 3 times so I could be in all 4 places I need to be right now. I can't wait to hear about these books. JJM is a good writer. He is. I'd never heard of him before this book. I'll definitely look for more of his stuff. Well, honestly, I've already pre-ordered his next book in this line. We'll get to that. Hoping you're here in the rewatch, Lynn. I know you probably will be. I'll see all the comments later on. You're great for that. You guys don't realize Lynn comes back when she can't watch live, or sometimes even when she's here live and she's had a chance to think about what I said, and she'll come back and she'll leave these very detailed comments. She'll start whole friggin' conversations with me, and I'm like, I should be editing. But she makes a great point. I gotta respond. Let's see. Hail, Connie Cleary. Bird woman of YouTube. Wonderful Blue Wrench. Thank you so much for being here. Check out Fluff Chick Productions as well as this channel. Subscribe to her channels because, social media. We put the social in social media. Salute to my wonderful affiliated channel, Deleted Scenes. Thank you so much for being here, my friend.
When they say and affiliates, that's what they mean, right?
Exactly. Well, you'll notice this in the promos. I've said live from Sparkwood and 21 on Deleted Scenes and affiliates, right? Because he is the main channel. It's his show. But it also goes out under all of the panel members. Yourself, me, Netter.
I see.
Those are the affiliates, right?
Yes.
That's how I imagine this whole YouTube thing works. Let's see. USRNG. Hi. Good to see you, my friend. Always good to see you. Sir Torrent Clegane. Good to see you, my friend. Good evening. Good evening. If I miss a comment of yours, I'm kind of scrolling through just because I don't want to, I want to say hi to everybody. So if you've said something and I bypassed it because I already said hi to you, just shout me out again. That's okay. I won't consider it to be spam or anything like that. Ruby Hoove, I hope you are well. I hope you and your sister and the mister are well. Happy birthday to your son, by the way. I think that was that yesterday? I'm not sure. And thank you so much. I commented to you. It was a rough half hour to an hour trying to get the stream up and running, and your gift membership very, very much encouraged me, and I super appreciate that. And that gift membership went to me and my monkey. You're our newest member here. Welcome, me and my monkey. So good to have you, at least for a month. I hope I can earn an extension on that from you. Thank you so much.
Did you ever see that Disney movie, The Monkey's Uncle, with Annette Funicello?
I did, but I remember nothing about it. I saw every single Disney film Annette Funicello was in.
She sings a number, the Monkey Uncle song in the beginning, and you know who her backup singers are?
No.
The Beach Boys, the whole band. I don't know if this was right when they were getting started in their career. I'm like, holy cow, that's all of them.
I'm guessing I remember something about that. Dude, this is, talk about synchronicity, just before all the crap started going down, and maybe there's a connection there, some kind of cosmic connection. I saw a video talking about Brian Wilson.
Yeah.
And it wasn't about Brian Wilson. It was just one segment in this, and his connection to Charles Manson.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah. He struck up a friendship with Charles Manson, got a song that was written by Charles Manson, and the Beach Boys recorded it.
Oh, no.
And Manson was upset because he said, "I'll sell it to you under the as long as you promise that you change nothing about it." And unfortunately, Brian got, outvoted. They wanted to turn it into more of a pop song, and Charles Manson threatened him and his family. And Brian Wilson kicked the tar out of him. And then
That's how they did things back in the day.
And then it was a year later that what went down, and wow.
Awful.
Yeah. So yeah. We know the music, we know the public personas, but there's some of these folks have stuff going on behind the scenes. Just saying. That
we don't know about. That's right.
Jesse Guajardo. Salute, my friend. Good to see you. And Sergeant, I always have to read it carefully, just not to. Giratina, welcome. Good to see you, my friend.
Whose channel I guested on last Wednesday. Or this
Great show. I hung out with you guys. You were talking about Green Lantern. And Ruby Hoop saying hi to everybody. Good. Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, let me, as quickly as I can, get caught up. Geek Flag with Nate Knows, $2. My brother from another mother. Hi all. What's shaking, my people? Glad to be here. Yes, I'm glad you're here too. Thank you, my friend. You are good people. Netter, if Boomer starts sounding weird to you, only you're going to know, because everything sounds terrible to me right now. Mark Daly. Sorry I'm late. Don't be sorry you're late. I got started late, man. I can't hold it against anybody. Carano Victory Party ran long. Yeah, how about that, right? The settlement. Netter and I, we were talking about that over our anniversary dinner. The subject came up, and I said, because she said, "Oh yeah, so I heard Gina won," and I'm like, well, strictly speaking, legally speaking, she didn't win. It was a settlement, and in this case, both sides can claim that they won because it was an amicable decision. A lot of people making a lot of speculation that's completely unfounded and unwarranted. Some of the better sites like WDW Pro, Midnight Session, and whatnot are admitting the fact that we don't know the details. So let's wait and see. And I've had a couple people contact me, and it's like, I've got my theory, and I won't know until we see what happens. Netter?
I want to remind all the Blue Wrenches to be vigilant. We had a troll in Troy's Liquid Lunch this afternoon. He came in with a very aggressive name, and so I had to boot him. And
a very non-YouTube friendly name.
Yes, very, very non-YouTube friendly, non-public, just in general friendly name. So I booted him, put him in a timeout. So just be vigilant in case trolls come in and try to do something here. He didn't say anything aggressive. He said hi, but the name.
Ruby Hoof, you come in, you give a members chat. You give a membership, a gifty, and then you drop another $5 on me. You are such a generous sweetheart. You are absolutely wonderful. I thank God for you all the time. I don't do a lot of praying, but when I do, I'm thanking him for you. Mark Daly says, I met John Jackson Miller at a Comic-Con ages ago. He was a very nice guy. See, I had never heard of him before this book. So now I need to look more into him, find out more about him.
Nice guy.
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am drinking soda. Yeah, there you go, Jesse. There you go. Let's see. And another one from a $2 super chat from Geek Flag. Holy Batgirl! Yes, exactly right. I won't have to buy Mexican Coke, and I won't have to buy the drink either. There you go. There you go. Yesterday was 2 weeks for me giving up all carbonated drinks. No Diet Coke, no iced lemonade, not even Pellegrino. Wow. Good on you. Is there a particular health reason or just a habit you want to change? Big deal considering how hard I've been hitting them this past decade. Well, okay. Okay, that in and of itself might tell me something. Well, if you like sweet wine, Troy, I have to send you some of the Maryland wines. This is something I don't know about. You'll have to tell me more about. Well, you would know more about this kind of stuff than I would. Batgirl, 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 Batgirl. Okay, this is a song I probably don't know. Where do you come from? Where do you go? Oh, I know what this is. I don't know the melody, but I recognize the words. This is the theme song to the Batgirl spin-off they were going to do from the Adam West show.
A Batgirl spinoff?
Yes, it's the pilot episode is available out there on the YouTubes. Yes.
What villain did she fight?
I don't think they went that far. It was just like an establishing. It wasn't even an episode, full episode. It was just more like a treatment kind of a thing. Sipping unsweet tea this evening. I'm such a rebel. Ruby, another $5. You have just become the executive producer of tonight's stream, for crying out loud. Is what you're doing, for crying out loud. Just thinking Netter has some cool costumes. She absolutely does. She and I share that we have the same kind of crazy, you know. We really do. Oh no, there's no doubt about it. Well, I guess we wouldn't have made it for 33 years if I hadn't. A great loss, but 97. Is he 77 of a run? Pour one out for the astronaut. Absolutely. Salute. You salute the stars. Troy, we put the social in social media. Truer words were never spoken. And let me be very clear. I did say, exactly as you quoted me, we put the social in social media, not socialist. Just
We
to
don't
be
want
clear.
that.
Just to be clear. Murphy's Law of Mechanical Repair. If it jams, force it. If it breaks, it needs replacing anyway. That last part is 100% true. Jesse Green, welcome. Haven't seen you in a while, my friend. Good to see ya. Good to see ya. Oh, today was the birthday. Look, you know what? Days run together. I saw the chat in Culture Casino's 6-Minute Daily where he was having problems today too. Brother, I empathize. But I couldn't remember if it was today or yesterday. These days, they really do run together. It's just crazy.
It's the dog days of summer.
Well, you're not just whistling Dixie. In my opinion, the way I don't know how the summer, how the seasons break down these days, but in my opinion, the end of August is the end of summer, and September is when fall starts because that's when you go back to school, right? Or at least that's when we used to go back to school.
Yeah, see you in September, as the song goes, right?
Yep.
See.
Oh wait, who was that?
I want to say it was the Beach Boys.
See you in September.
In September.
No, was that wasn't Janet Dean? That was
Alexa, who sang See You in September?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, the song, See You in September, was written by Sid Wayne and Sherman Edwards. It was first recorded by the Tempos. The most popular take on the song was by The Happenings in 1966, which reached number 3 on Billboard's Hot 100 in September 1966.
I'm wondering if the Happenings were like a one-hit wonder or something, that I'm not actually remembering them. I hate that. I hate when I, attribute a song to somebody else, and I don't even know who it was who sang it.
Well, that happens.
I'll get better. Well, it's ignorance. I'll learn. Serality says, "Hey, Boomer."
Hello.
Yeah, I have no way of seeing which stream the comments are coming in on. I'm just bringing them all up. I met him in 2005, right after he wrote a brilliant Iron Man comic story featuring Tony Stark as Secret, right before Bendis wrecked Bendis wrecks everything he touches. Don't even get me started with that.
At first, I thought you were going to go with, I met him on a Monday and my heart stood still.
Da do run, da do run. Let's see. What's Troy's poison tonight? Beer here, Budweiser. Budweiser.
The frogs.
Yep.
I remember those commercials.
My favorite were the Christmas ones, the Clydesdales, you know.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
Unfortunately, they've all been wiped away by Dylan Mulvaney, so fuck that beer. I'm drinking. I'm on my second margarita, and I'm already pretty damn lit. I started the stream. I had a hard time. I had a hard time starting this stream, so I needed to have a drink. And I do believe we are now caught up. So, let's get into... Oh, Ruby Hoove says, trying to make your evening brighter. You are so sweet. I was having a hard time there, and I really, really appreciate it. You guys are so empathetic. I guess that's what Netter keys into when she talks about, you guys being family. You really are. I would say better than family, because you don't have to be here. You weren't forced to be here by some quirk of fate and birth. You've chosen to be here. What do they say? Friends are the family you choose for yourself. And
they are the chosen.
You are the chosen ones. And I really, really do appreciate that. Let us get to, before I prattle on and, get all sentimental and sappy, let's get to the presentation. We are talking about this book. Well, we're going to talk about a number of things, but probably the focus is going to be on this book, Batman Resurrection by, I don't even remember the guy's name, John Jason Miller. So let's talk about it. So, and you can, you know your presentation, so you can advance it as you see fit.
Well, to be fair, with the presentation tonight, I don't really have anything to go on because, one, I haven't read the book, plus there aren't really pictures associated with the book, so...
Because it is a novel, yeah.
I decided to, since Batman 89 and Batman Returns came out, there's been a ton of, original artwork made for it over the years. Some of them you could buy from companies like Mondo, so I figured let's do a slideshow of a lot of this original artwork. I thought it might go good with the presentation.
I've seen a comment here from Geek Flag I want to bring up. We're getting off topic, but I want to... Troy, I heard from the regional manager of Anheuser-Busch for my area that the Bud Light brand has been damaged so bad, they're seriously considering canceling it completely.
Oof.
Wow. And you know what? There is actually an excellent marketing reason for doing that. You know what that is? The same thing that I predict about Disney with Star Wars and this whole Gina situation. We'll talk more about that on Sunday, but I do think when a company knows they effed up hugely and they really need to turn things around, what is it I always say? I've said it on the channel. I've said it in, arguments I've had online.
Own physical media.
Well, yes, that's true. But that's not the thing I was referring to.
Don't give money to people who hate you.
Well, it's partly related to that. It's now you guys got me off track. I don't remember what it is I said.
I'm sorry.
I can't hear what you're saying because your actions speak so loud it drowns out what you're saying. And you can tell me you're sorry. you repent, you whatever. I need to see it in action. So, I'm giving a little preview of what I'll probably be saying on Sunday, but this whole Gina thing, a simple thing. I don't know what the details of her settlement are. If she's happy with it, I'm happy for her. It's her settlement, not mine. Right? Anything I wanted to see come out is none of anybody's business. It's between her and Disney. But one of the things she was going for was to be reinstated as Cara Dune. And if they announce, that they're going to be doing Rangers of the New Republic, and she'll be starring, that says volumes from Disney. That says, we've heard you. We want to get the fans back. Even though they're not actually saying the words "we apologize," that's as close as you get to an apology. Now, if it doesn't happen, I'm still not coming back to Star Wars. If they do that thing, I might come back. My point being, if they were to get rid of Bud Light, that's like cutting off a gangrenous arm. That's saying, I want to live so badly, I am completely cutting off this whole brand because we know we effed up that badly.
They need
anyway, I didn't want to get too far on a tangent, but it was an excellent point. I wanted to comment on it.
They need Don Draper to fix things. They need.
I hear a lot of people complain about the franchises that have been destroyed in the past decade or so, but the real problem, in my opinion, is marketing. I think even when they do well, they're not marketing it well enough for us to know about it.
Sorry, I clicked show comments.
Batman Resurrection. Okay. If you haven't heard about it, if you haven't read the description below, whatever. Batman Resurrection is a novel written by John Jackson Miller that takes place between the first Tim Burton Batman movie and Batman Returns. And I'm sure there's a lot of videos out there that get into the lore of the Burtonverse and all that kind of stuff. Everyone have a great evening. We'll be listening. That's fair, Ruby. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And don't hesitate if I say something that you don't like and you disagree with. You're perfectly. You can come scold me. Netter does all the time. It's only fair. Heck, even Mark's wife, Julie, scolds me through him. That Troy, when he drinks, he gets such a potty mouth. I'm trying to do. I'm not going to give up the alcohol, but I'm trying to swear less. Anyway, so it takes place between Batman, the '89 film, and Batman Resurrection. And I'm sure there's a lot of YouTube videos out there that get into the lore of the Tim Burton verse and all that kind of stuff. Did not realize there's a number of loose threads at the end of Batman '89 that are never addressed in Batman Returns. And I never really thought about them before. What happens to Knox after the first movie? What happens to Vicky Vale after the first movie? How does he go from, the one, clonky looking Batarang that he's got to this very sleek looking thing that's got remote control on it and stuff like that. Some changes that get made to the Batmobile between movies. The exterior style is identical, but some of the internals are different, and then that whole, escape segment and whatnot, that shoots off the fenders and whatnot. How does that come about? This book actually addresses a lot of those things. And the tagline, let's see if you guys can see the back cover here. The back cover says, "Funny thing about Jokers, there's 2 in every deck." One of the things that...
What?
Yes.
What is that hinting at?
To a degree, in a way, they bring back the Joker. Now, I had often said that that killing off the Joker was not smart. You know, killing off your villains. If you don't kill them off in the comics, don't kill them off in your movies. You want to be able to bring them back if you can. This whole book is written with the idea that it is a literal sequel to the first Batman movie, and that whatever characters are mentioned are played by the same actors. You have to imagine Michael Keaton is playing Batman. You got to imagine that. Oh man, I'm drawing a blank on the guy that played Alfred. Go.
Yeah, he famous British actor, Celestial Toymaker back in the.
Yes, he played the Celestial Toymaker in the classic Doctor Who. He's Alfred. And I'll tell you what, Knox returns, Vicky Vale returns. Jack Nicholson would have to return as well as the Joker. Yep, the Jack Nicholson Joker does return. Michael Go, thank you. I'm pretty blotto, guys. Bear with me.
That was
you
from
two,
the
Kiss
Batman
Me, Thrill
Forever
Me,
soundtrack.
Cool June, Val Kilmer, Batman, awesome. Okay, well, as long as Surreality brings it up, let me mention. So, this whole concept of the Burtonverse, the fans had a fan theory that the first two movies were one universe, and all subsequent movies were Batman movies that existed in the Tim Burton universe. So in other words, Michael Keaton's Batman as Bruce Wayne could go to a cinema and watch Val Kilmer playing a fictionalized Batman in his universe.
What?
Yes, that was a fan theory.
But then they'd know his identity.
That's a good point. Never really thought about that.
Now,
So
it was
that's
established in the Flash movie that apparently the George Clooney and Michael Keaton Batman were from different universes than the Ben Affleck Batman.
Yes, yes, I was leading up to that.
Oh, I'm
So
sorry.
there it is. No. That's fine. It's a perfectly good segue because there is a wiki online that talks about this and said that was the original assumption, but it has since, been canonized that they were separate universes, which kind of makes sense a little bit more, in my opinion. Then that means you have to make Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. They are like soft reboot kind of thing. Hold right there. Let's hold right there.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to get to that. So the Joker. There's a couple of plot points that I never considered about the first Batman movie, and this book at least attempts to address. I want you to consider this. Okay, Jack Napier, right? He's this he's this enforcer for Carl Grissom, and
likes fine art.
Obviously a bad guy, right? And in Bruce Wayne's memory, a younger version of Jack Napier was the person that killed his parents, right? Mm-hmm. Hey kid, you ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Yes.
I always ask that of all my prey.
And what's amazing is the actor that they got to play that role, you could totally believe that was a young Jack Nicholson. He was well cast. In the events after the Batman movie, Bruce is having nightmares about that confrontation with the Joker in the bell tower. And he's reliving it over and over and over again. And as he does, he's picking up on things. And I really think it's the author using those dreams to address plot holes that the fans have noticed. things like if this was all planned and set up, because it really did seem that way, right? You had Lawrence and some of the other goons, hidden in specific places, ready to, why weren't there more of them and so forth? So he plays it out as Bruce trying to work through this trauma. And a plot hole I never thought about that the book addresses, and I've since seen fans have talked about online, is there's that bit in their last battle when he's, he punches him, knocks out the fake teeth, and da-da-da-da. And, he says, "You idiot, you made me." And then he turns around and punches him and says, "You made me, or I made you, but you made me first." He's like, "What are you talking about? You killed my parents." I was a kid when I killed your parents, right? Well, it's kind of a plot hole, right? For him to say that means first he needs to know who Bruce Wayne, that Batman is Bruce Wayne, which there's no indication that he does. And secondly, that he actually remembers having killed the Waynes out of all the other people he might have killed. It's a big plot hole. And it does seem that the author is introducing the theory, it's a fan theory, that it wasn't in fact Jack Napier that killed Bruce's parents, that every villain he goes against, his subconscious casts as the person that killed his parents, which actually really fits the whole Batman backstory, right? Because his whole mission against crime is to make sure that what happened to his parents and what happened to him never happens to anyone else in Gotham City ever again. So, interesting theory. So I love that he's going through and he's not being hard and fast with this. Again, this is Bruce working these things out in a dream. So, but it's not just in the dream that Joker comes back. He actually starts to, he shows up again and starts pulling together his old team. So Lawrence is the next highest in charge after Bob gets shot, right? And Lawrence is sent to get all of the rest of the Joker's gang back together. They are now going around continuing to do petty crimes wearing clown masks, rubber clown masks, kind of in the Joker style. And he is sent out to round them up. And they don't really want to follow Lawrence, but then Joker makes an appearance and they're, "Oh, Mr. J, we gotta, we definitely gotta fall in line." I don't want to give away, what the whole shtick is and how the Joker comes back, but there's a whole detective element where Batman has to go and try to exhume the body of Jack Napier, and the body's missing, and in fact, you remember the back alley surgeon that fixes Napier's face, leaving it in a permanent smile? His backstory is discussed, and you find out what happened to him after the Batman movie. That's some pretty good stuff. Turns out that Bruce and Vicky tried to have a relationship after this, but the Batman thing kept getting in the way. So she ended up taking another out of the country assignment, and I got to get away. But then when the Joker apparently comes back, everyone is concerned that Vicky might be in trouble. So Bruce reaches out to Knox and says, "Can you get word to Vicky? She needs to know." And he does, but she ends up then coming back. And he's like, "Why did you come back? This is danger for you. I was trying to warn you." And she's like, "I figured if the Joker's back and I'm in danger, with you is the safest place." And he's like, "Oh, son of a much. You know?
I gotcha.
And you get more of that interaction between like her and Alfred, which is just so damn sweet. You know, it's some really good stuff. But there are a number of other Batman villains introduced, and I don't want to get too into who they are, because that would totally give away you know, some other elements of the story and the mystery. I don't want to ruin that for anybody, but because both of them are not who you think they are, so I don't want to ruin that. But they are other characters from the comics that have never been, as far as I know, have never been in any live action version before. And there is clearly a setup for the next book, which is called Batman.
Revolution?
Revolution, yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know it just from the cover of the book. The villain is the Riddler, so Edward Nygma is, or whatever his real name is. Edward Nygma is a pseudonym. Whatever his real name is a character who has a background role in this book. And he actually helps Batman in a couple ways, indirectly. And he sees himself as the good guy. He sees himself as the hero. Kind of setting himself up to be kind of at odds with Batman. But, yeah, there's a lot of talk about what happened to Acme Chemicals, or is it Ace Chemicals? I forget. What happens with, where did the Joker get all of his weapons from and his gadgets, and what happened to them thereafter? The Batwing is addressed as well, and how Bruce realizes that he needs to have access to things sometimes within Gotham proper. He can't have everything stored at the Batcave, so he actually has warehouses around the city with change of uniforms, specialized uniforms, different vehicles for different, different situations and so forth. Welcome, Tim Hayes. Welcome, Robert's Infinite Realms. Thank you guys for being here. It's good to see you. And I am falling behind on the chats. I am sorry. I'm counting on my blue wrenches to keep me up to date if I miss anything. But anyway, so what was I going to say about this?
The book.
Anyway, yeah. Let's take a look at some of the other. Okay, so yeah, you've got.
These are just random artwork, but I thought since they were made,
these are some good artwork, though. I mean,
yeah, no, these are some very professional posters that at one point you could purchase. A lot of them are now very expensive. One of these I actually have. I'll tell you which one I have later on.
Gotcha.
But I figured we were doing stuff. I was kind of thinking, what is the legacy of Batman, Burton Batman? That's what I was thinking. And I was thinking, well, in addition to these books, people have also made a lot of artwork. So I figured.
Well, I'd kind of thumbed through this, as soon as I put it up and got it set up, and I really thought that they were that they were art inspired by the book, because so many of them are kind of spot on. But as it turns out, the book touches on so many touchstones from both the first and the second movie that it makes perfect sense. Troy, that would have give me a second, let me bring this up. That would have made sense about Batman having other locations to resupply, rest, and recover. Yeah, there's actually one circumstance where he goes to a warehouse to get access to a vehicle, and he's badly injured, and he ends up falling asleep in the Batmobile. It's kind of a lot of that kind of, some of this kind of stuff you got from the animated series, about him pushing himself too hard, Alfred telling him, if you don't take care of yourself, you can't do what your mission is,
Yeah.
There is a circumstance where he runs afoul of some explosive caltrops that the Joker's men have spread out on the street, and they mess up the undercarriage of the Batmobile, so that when he tries to close the shielding, they get jammed, and he ends up actually getting kind of stuck in the Batmobile at one point. And he's got to get the Batmobile back to the Batcave so it can be, repaired. And actually, for a long period of time, he's without the Batmobile as a result. That's a great shot too. That's the balloons.
Yes, from the
that
end
had
of
the Joker's Smilex. They get into detail about what Smilex was, how Napier found out about it, got access to it, and so forth. And it turns out that the fallout of the whole Smilex scare in Gotham doesn't just end like that, right? There's still tainted products out there. Turns out there were variations of Smilex that were out there. And one of those variations affects somebody in a very serious way, turning him into another of Batman's rogue gallery. And I kind of like that. It's something you don't get. The comics are kind of just haphazard. We need a new villain. Come up with a new, origin for him. But it's when you integrate the histories of these characters in an interesting tapestry, the story sometimes gets really, really good. And this does that. The idea that Smilex, it killed a bunch of people, obviously, but it also gave at least one person like a superpower, and actually a number of superpowers. But again, I don't want to give away, his identity, even though you figure it out early on in the story. If you know your Batman lore, just finding out his name early in the book, you know what's coming. Also, and I'm forgetting the name of the girl. So after Batman, Vicky Vale leaves town. Again, she can't deal the whole Batman thing. And Bruce starts dating this actress, socialite. And I can't remember the character's name, but this is a deep dive into Golden Age Batman.
Batman lore.
Yes. And it's very clear early on in the story that this is not like the relationship he had with Vicky Vale. He's not really into her. This is really just, I'm going through the motions with her as Bruce Wayne, doing the social thing, but, and there's a number of times he has to stand her up because he's got to do the Batman thing. So it's that very Peter Parker-ish kind of situation where she gets upset and whatnot.
Yeah.
Damn it with the spoilers, but yeah, he already figured it out, yes. Basil Karlo.
Basil Karlo.
The first Clayface.
Is that a take on Basil Rathbone, Boris Karloff?
Exactly. Well, that's where the names come from.
Right.
But his personality, his shtick as an actor is more from Lon Chaney, the Man of a Thousand Faces, right? In the comics, he was a master of disguise. Well, in this comic, the comic literally starts out with him going to buy cosmetics from an underground source who got them from out of town, pays a lot of money for them, for his theater troupe that are putting on, I can't remember, was it Pygmalion? They were doing Pygmalion or something like that. This is the other thing. The author does a great job of playing around with literature. The plays that are being performed, books that are referenced, and all kinds of things. But he brings this stuff back for this guy who's he's the lead actor, the head of the troupe, and he treats Basil like crap. And he says, well, you sure they're safe? Well, the guy said they were safe. Good, you try it. So he puts on the makeup, and turns out he has a Smilex reaction, ends up in the hospital. Doesn't kill him. It gives him super strength, a super healing ability, but it makes his face go all goopy. And he
The Incredible
realizes...
Melting Man.
Yeah, kind of like that. But he also realizes that as an actor, he can mimic people's voices, people's mannerisms, and their faces. And so, yeah, I guess you've kind of figured out he ends up not by his own, another villain that I won't name coerces him into watching all the footage of Jack Nicholson's Joker, all the stuff that he broadcast and whatnot. And he learns his mannerisms, gets his face down, and he becomes the Joker. And he even fools Lawrence until Lawrence sees his face start to droop, and they've got to fill him in on it and whatnot. But yes, that it was the Clayface 1, Basil Carlo, the original Clayface, not the Matthew, what's his name, the big brown, dude. But yeah, that's kind of how they bring him back. Yes, Timu Cosmetics, Sashi. Welcome, Sashi. Good to see you. Maverick 77. Maverick 77 Defender. Batman 89 is still the best Batman movie. Yes. And I'm basically talking about the fact that we have a whole extended Tim Burton universe that goes beyond those two movies. And again, in canon, we only have 2 Batman movies in the Tim Burton verse. The Joel Schumacher Batman movies, the 2 of them, exist in 2 separate universes. They are different Batmans, right? Which doesn't make a lot of sense because you have the same guy playing Alfred through all of them. The 2 that have Robin in them, the same guy's playing Robin. It's like, weird. But Batman is played by different people, so it's a different universe. This isn't how multiverses are supposed to work. You have a multiverse, it should be the same actor playing Batman in all the different
want universes. Them to work.
Huh?
They work however they want them to work.
I'm just saying. I'm sorry you followed that up. And I like the the stiff Batman suit. It made him look like a ghoul. The stiff movement. Yeah, the Batman head turn. Yes, exactly. I kind of like that too. I'm working. Oh, I may as well kind of show you. Where is he? He's by no means finished. I am still working on the chest armor, so kind of ignore that. But I am working on a Michael Keaton Batman. Obviously, he's wearing a Batman Beyond because I wanted to take advantage of the pleather. But
I kept told we'd get a
Batman. A mobile head. You can turn the head, and I'm going to do shoulder armor. So technically, the figure is going to have more mobility than Michael Keaton's Batman actually did, but it should still look the same. Yes, I've said this too. I feel that the animated series was basically more so than the Joel Schumacher Batman.
Well, true, but the animated series, it took some things from the Burton movies, but I find it to be its own animal. Like they took certain cues, like giving the penguin flippers for hands. That was
true, and that whole line about I don't have time for dinner. I'll
the
eat
vichyssoise.
Oh, and this time Alfred cooked the soup.
I'm trying to remember what that was.
Which is a direct reference to the vichyssoise, right?
I think so. I remember one episode though when he was, I'm not gonna be able to make dinner, Alfred, and Alfred had the goose cooked. Well, sir, I'm afraid your goose is cooked. He made some comment about that. It was kind of.
I agree with you, Sir Torin. I would be fine with that, except when you're going to show multiple universes, all the Batmen,
yes,
whatever, should be played by whatever actor is currently playing Batman. They're playing it like every time you change the actor, it's a different universe, and I just don't dig that. But anyway, so I've kind of established all of the, or at least a lot of the lead-in to this book. But what I want to also point out is one of the things that I guess fans have talked about, and I never really thought about before, is what about characters like Max Schreck, right? He's obviously there in the background in the first Batman movie. He's too important a person in Gotham society not to be known and exist there. Sure, he had no role in the story, but he must have been there, right? So this book brings in Max Schreck, and because they bring in Max Schreck, they also have to bring in Selina Kyle. So give me just a second. I want to read a segment from the book, if you give me a moment.
Then maybe after that we should take your commercial break.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So, and I don't know if I'm going to get hit with copyright or something for reading this. I'm going to read you a chapter from the book. Okay. Oh, Mr. Schreck, you surprised me. That's odd, Max replied. You never surprised me. Every day, Max Schreck's secretary arrived in the office atop his skyscraper an hour early in a futile bid to impress him. And every day, Selina Kyle seemed to leap a foot in the air when he walked up the stairs from his private elevator. Max didn't suspect it was because she was rooting around in anything she shouldn't. That would require a creature capable of independent thought. But by now, he figured she would at least listen for the ding announcing his arrival. Max strode past her, removing his overcoat. Without looking behind him, he reached to the left and dropped it, assuming she would be right behind to grab it. He didn't notice whether she caught it or not, or care. He was already on to the day's work, adjusting his bow tie as he walked and talked. I want a letter sent to Mayor Borg about the bicentennial. Either he decides on scheduling a do-over this summer, or I'm dumping all those t-shirts we've got in storage on his front lawn. He tossed his hat behind him. Mayor, t-shirts, front lawn, Selina repeated. He glanced back to see she had caught his hat, just barely, given her awkward pose. I told him merchandising the bicentennial was a dumb idea. Nobody's going to want to walk around wearing the number 200. For half of the customers, it's a target weight. I have an idea. You don't get to have ideas. Just that there are 5 states with bicentennials coming up. Max stopped walking to consider. Yeah, have Atkins send the gear to a sweatshop and get the city names stitched over. Then unload them on wherever it is. He headed for the coffee urn. I love it when I start the day with a good idea. Schreck scores again. He poured. Atkins handled a lot of dirty work for Max's business, of which there was plenty. Eventually, he'd know too much, Max figured. There were ways of dealing with that. He never needed to worry about that with Selina, who was as oblivious as she was scatterbrained. Not the worst thing for someone who worked closely in his orbit and wanted to continue to. Seeing her stumble along behind him, though, he sensed this morning was different. You seem more nervous than usual, which is impossible unless the building is currently on fire. It's because of the fumigators in the conference room. Fumigators? I didn't call for fumigators. He looked over the conference room and saw plastic drapes had been pulled across the wide entrance. Selina fidgeted as she faced the protective curtain. They were waiting when I got here, she said. She winced with discomfort. I hate bugs. Max did too, but for a different reason. He had his office swept regularly for listening devices. With an ambitious DA like Harvey Dent in charge, he doubled the frequency. He wasn't a crime lord like Carl Grissom had been, but his gloved fingers were in so many pies that sting operations were always a threat. But fumigators? That was too clever by half. Amateur. He strode towards the curtain, ready to expel the invaders. Selina balked. I don't think I'd go in there. And why not? One of them was was already in a gas mask. And, he looked back at her, what firm, pray tell, did they say they were with? I wrote it down. She turned towards the desk and went rustling through the mountain of papers. At length, she found what she was looking for. Here it is. She pushed her glasses back towards her nose and read, Lawrence Pest Control. Next stared, Lawrence? He looked up at the drapes. Selena, go downstairs. What? Take your coffee break. I make the coffee here. Take an hour. He grabbed her shoulders and turned her around. If I'm not here when you get back, call my son. But scoot! He marched her off to the elevator and saw her leave. Once the doors closed, he turned back to the conference room. He approached the temporary curtain. Okay, so then he obviously has an encounter with Lawrence and his men, going by the Last Laughs. That's what they're calling themselves now.
Like a gang.
But I'm going to jump to another chapter that talks about Selena. It was the third time the Joker had scared the daylights out of Selena Kyle. Months earlier, Max Schreck's secretary had been frightened, along with everyone else, during the villain's reign of terror over Gotham City, convinced everything in her bathroom contained Smilex. She emptied her cabinet shelves of everything but cotton balls and emery boards. Because Catwoman's got to have emery boards, right?
Of course.
Days later, she had been on the street coming home late from work when the Joker spooked her. He was emerging from the Flugelheim Museum after vandalizing it, she later learned. Heading for his car, he tipped his hat to her and said, "Love the librarian look. Maybe I'll read a book." She called off to work and spent the next week huddled on the couch with furniture blocking the door, convinced he'd followed her home. That experience explained how he'd been able to scare her again just now. She had been falling asleep before a television show about the lifestyles of the rich and famous when she'd heard the Joker's famous voice declare, "Hello there!" Convinced in her half-awake state that he was in her room and reading her novelty neon sign, she'd fled to the bathroom and slammed the door. It had taken her a while to realize she'd just heard a voice on the TV interrupting her program. Having emerged to find that the Joker was on every channel, she curled into the fetal position on the couch, buried between stuffed animals and holding one of her stray cats. He looked like he'd never been away, never fallen off a building, and he sounded as if he'd never forgotten a slight. Turns out that during my little sabbatical, a lot of people have been taking my name in vain, speaking ill of the dead. Such behavior. I'm sorry I've fallen into animated series, but whatever. Sister Margaret would have slapped your hand with a ruler if she wasn't out back sneaking a cigarette. I may have to teach this town some manners.
Uh-huh.
She clutched the cat tighter. I don't think I'm going outside anymore, Miss Kitty. Maybe never again. Anyway, I just thought that was really cool, the way they kind of, let you know that Selena Kyle, Max Schreck actually has a much bigger role in this story than what I was mentioning there. At one point, he actually hires Lawrence and the Last Laughs, and doesn't realize they're actually already working for another villain, I guess.
Another exterminator?
Yes. And, well, yes, as it turns out. And,
Firebug. No.
No, but it's funny you mention that, because one of the things that Schreck hires them to do is to burn down buildings around Gotham City. Why? Because he wants to buy the properties cheap and build parking lots for his department stores.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's all part of his plan. But you're right. I am actually past due for going to commercial break. I'm going to see if I have any more margarita, and we will be back right after. Just about 3 minutes on the promos. Be right back.
You are watching Last Call. streaming every Friday night at 9 Central, 10 Eastern. Come on in, pull up a chair, and have a drink with us.
This week on Saturday Night at the Movies, while matchmaking for friends and neighbors, a young 19th century English woman nearly misses her own chance at love. Cupid is armed and dangerous. Big Al presents Gwyneth Paltrow in Jane Austen's Emma, this week on Films with Friends, Saturday at 9 Central, 10 Eastern.
Every Sunday evening, Aged Boomer and Papa Pacelli bring you the rundown of the week's geek news, or at least what they think is interesting. You may have heard about it somewhere else, but Boomer and Pacelli put a spin on it you likely won't hear anywhere else. It's Geeky Geezers, every Sunday evening at 8 Central, 9 Eastern.
Sean and Gus receive a mysterious email inviting them to the Cinnamon Festival in Dual Spires, a quirky town that's nearly invisible on a map in this homage to Twin Peaks. We'll revisit this funny parody and go behind the scenes of its production next time on Live from Sparkwood and 21, this Tuesday at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern on Deleted Scenes and Affiliates.
The Xenon-based security systems have locked down the Scorpio, effectively stranding our heroes. The computerized lock leading to the launch silo can only be opened by Avon, who has his hands full after becoming enmeshed in a war between local tribes. And if that wasn't bad enough, there's a weapon counting down inside the launch silo, threatening to release its nuclear power. This week on Last Call presents Blake's 7. Tuesday at 10 p.m. Central.
This week on Netters Network, we're celebrating a channel that just hit the milestone of YouTube monetization. We'll sit down and chat with Corey of Wilkie's Movies and Music and give you a chance to subscribe and maybe become a member. All this and more on Netters Network, Thursday at 9 Central, 10 Eastern.
Did you top off your glasses? We now return to Last Call.
Yes, Sophie, I topped off my glass. This counts as what, my fourth margarita? I am feeling so much better. Let me hit some of these chats. I did kind of fall behind. Because I think I had brought this one up before. Animated series was basically a Burton ripoff. I like Batman 89, but the best Batman movie is Mask of the Phantasm. Again, going with what Maverick said, my headcanon, at least up until now, has always been that the animated series is an offshoot from the Burtonverse. It's harder.
It is
it's
and it isn't. That's what I'll say, okay?
Yeah, it's
For
harder
starters,
with these stories.
Selena Kyle has her own origin story on Batman the Animated Series.
Which I think is more comic accurate.
Yeah. Penguin and Joker are already established when the show comes on the air, though.
Yeah. So I understand what they were going for with the Christian Bale thing, but having him talk like this is ridiculous. What would have been cool is if they'd have done like an electronic thing, like he had some sort of a,
I think Batfleck did that, right?
Did he? I
Yes.
never actually watched that, so I don't
No, but I think he did the electronic thing, like you suggested, where his voice got distorted.
That would have made more sense
Yeah.
to me. I
Yeah.
think that would have been much better. Because can you imagine being Batman and going around and talking like this all the time? And then when you try to speak in your normal voice, you just sound really hoarse. People are going to kind of start to figure these things out,
Yeah, Kevin Conroy did the thing on the animated series where his Bruce Wayne voice and Batman voice actually did sound different enough that you wouldn't notice He made Bruce Wayne sound a lot lighter in the sound of his voice, where he went for his deeper voice for Batman. It was interesting.
Maverick makes... So here's... I mostly agree with you. Jack Nicholson is very much, I don't know if I want to say, most everyone who's played the Joker has done an excellent job.
Yeah, Nicholson is my favorite also, though.
But you're right. I've never felt that Jack Nicholson was a great actor. I know that's anathema to people, but stop and think. Has he ever played anybody but Jack Nicholson?
Well, that means he's a movie star then, but whatever.
No. When you can play, so you know who actually was a really good actor? And I don't think they get enough credit. The guys that played the Universal Monsters. Lon Chaney Jr., Boris Karloff, and Bela Lugosi.
Yeah. No, they're really good,
If you have seen them in roles other than their monster roles, and they play ranges of characters.
Yes, they do.
Was it Bela? Yeah, Bela Lugosi. I think it was. No. It was Burgess Meredith. Burgess Meredith and Lon Chaney Jr.
Yeah.
Played Lenny and of Mice and Men. Help me out. Lenny and George and Lenny.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, I'm in tears by the end of that movie. And that's Lon Chaney Jr., you know. But he also plays a really good werewolf too. You know, I mean, that's acting. That's acting.
Yeah.
Now you can make the argument that Jack Nicholson, well, he played a werewolf too. Yeah, he played a very good werewolf. That's just an extension of the asshole he generally plays, right?
That's a great movie though, Wolf though. Michelle Pfeiffer was in that, right? Two Batman alumni. I didn't realize that. Yeah.
Has the worm turned? The worm has turned, and it's packing an Uzi.
Nicholson, for whatever reason, though, that Nicholson Joker, it is embedded in my. I mean, there've been a lot of great Jokers, but I do like that one the best because it's just imprinted in my mind, especially because of those video games that came out when you're.
Do you feel? I kind of feel like Jack Nicholson was. I mean, you always assume that actors like do a little bit of research for their characters, right? I wonder if he ever saw like the Cesar Romero, because there's a lot of times that I get major, Batman 66 vibes.
It wouldn't surprise me if he was somewhat familiar with that performance. Yeah. Kind of, yeah. I do see. The laugh is similar, I think, right? The wide laugh, yeah.
Yeah. Two Jokers have won Best Actor, lead Oscars. I'm guessing that the other was Heath Ledger. I'm telling you, Heath Ledger actually made a pretty good Joker too. I mean,
as long as it wasn't Jim Carrey.
Well, Jim Carrey was the.
I'm not even going to talk about Jim Carrey and his Riddler because. Again, that starts getting into Schumacher, but
best part of that movie, though.
We're going to follow this up when we get to the next book, which hasn't come out yet. It doesn't come out until October. I thought it came out in September, but it's been pushed to October. I want to say hi to the Horror King. Good to see you. Joaquin Phoenix. Oh, I had forgotten Joaquin Phoenix played the Joker. That's not really the Joker, though, in my opinion.
Well, apparently it really wasn't, according to the people that made the movie, too, which I thought was so stupid. I don't have time to go on a rant right now about that.
But Jack Nicholson is better than both. I can't disagree with you. I liked Heath Ledger. I really did. No interest in the Joaquin Phoenix. I never even saw that movie. I've already seen Taxi Driver and what was the other one? King of Comedy. I don't need to see. I don't need to see a remake with a super villain, overlay.
Yeah, that's true.
They're very different Jokers. Let's be honest. But I do like. So, putting aside the actor, how the characters are written, I kind of like the Heath Ledger one better because I don't like knowing the Joker's origin.
I disagree. I don't mind the fact that he was working for the mob. It made sense to me.
I understand that, but again, you got to go with the lore.
Well, the lore for this is that he just had an alias. We don't know what his origin story was. I always assumed Jack Napier was an alias he made up for himself, but, falsified identity and all that. I'm probably putting more thought into it than whatever. Anyway, that's all right. It's each his own.
Thanks for hanging out, Horror King. Yeah, I know you're very much in a very different time zone. It surprises me every time I see you here, so I super appreciate it. So Maverick was middle school was in London Park Royal. Gotcha. Jack is fantastic. Also, The Shining. The Shining. Oh, we could do a whole stream about The Shining.
That might be one for
I haven't
October,
seen
maybe.
the sequel yet.
I need to watch the sequel. I'm going to try to do that maybe this week.
I've got it on DVD and I haven't watched it yet.
I've heard good things about the sequel because apparently the director was doing his best to try to do a proper book adaptation while also trying to make sure it followed the Stanley Kubrick original. Because, of course, Stanley Kubrick original doesn't necessarily follow the book. So he was juggling both, and I think he did a good job from what I'd heard. Yeah.
Yes, I got to say I appreciate the effort.
Yeah. So I need to watch it, yeah.
Maverick, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I'm going to shock everybody here that's a Jack Nicholson fan, especially given the topic tonight. I think the Joker is my third favorite Jack Nicholson role. My favorite, in order, is A Few Good Men.
Right.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Okay.
And Batman.
No Easy Rider or... No. Okay. All right. It's fine.
No. Just my opinion.
No, I love One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest too. That might be what I'd give it to. I still need to see 5 Easy Pieces, though. I know that was a big one of his too.
No Witches of Eastwick?
No.
You know what though? He played the devil in that, right?
Wasn't Michelle Pfeiffer in that movie too?
I think so.
Interesting.
I think when he was cast as the Joker, I think I heard someone said, "Well, I guess someone who played the devil is good enough to play the Joker."
Was it 5 Easy Pieces where he's in the diner and he asks for some toast?
I've not seen it. You're thinking of As Good as It Gets.
As Good as It Gets.
Is that the one where he's very finicky, like he brings his own silverware into the diner? Helen Hunt was in it. That's a good movie. Yeah.
Was it? No. I think it was 5 Easy Pieces.
Oh, was it? Okay.
He's in a diner and he asks for toast. And she goes, "We don't have toast on the menu." He goes, "You've got a chicken salad sandwich on the menu, don't you?" "Yeah." "So you can make toast, but toast isn't on the menu. I can't bring you toast." He goes, "How about this? Bring me a chicken salad sandwich. Hold the mayo, hold the lettuce, and hold the chicken salads between your legs. Bring me the toast, charge me for the chicken salad sandwich, and you haven't broken any rules." That is probably the worst Jack Nicholson there is.
You know what? It was close enough.
It's a great line.
Okay.
Yeah, hold it between your legs.
Deleting say 5 Easy Pieces. Okay.
It was 5. See.
I've not seen that movie.
It's been so long since I've seen the movie, though. It's a very dim memory. That's the only.
Is that John
scene
Cassavetes
I remember
that did that? Okay.
Because I remember all through high school, me and a bunch of friends. "What do you want?" "I want a chicken salad sandwich." And people would look at us like, "The fuck are you talking about?" 5 Easy Pieces. No one in our high school had ever seen 5 Easy Pieces. Screw you uncultured swine. Keely Chow! Haven't seen you in like forever. So glad you're here. What's going on? We're talking Batman 89, the extended Tim Burton verse. Real quick, let me try getting through some of these chats here. Welcome, Lester. Cool scuttlebutt. I only got here 20 minutes ago, munching on popcorn, as the decision is ongoing. Fair enough. Instead of Halle Berry, we should have gotten Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman movie. Right? Oh my God, right? I think that is absolutely part of why. I mean, there's actually a lot of reasons why that Halle Berry thing, just fell apart.
Well, she wasn't playing Selena Kyle though. She was playing.
She was not. She was playing Catty Kit something shit.
Catty-Kit, yes.
Catty-Kit, whatever.
Yes, that was her character's name.
Pussy Galore, whatever her name was.
And she liked eating sushi after she got the cat thing, or whatever. She became cat.
And she was like, had some sort of magic totem or something. It's like, this actually would have, that movie shouldn't have been Catwoman. It should have been a character from DC Comics called Vixen.
That would have made more sense.
That would have been a much.
That's probably how it got pitched, and then some cigar chomping executive said, "No one knows who this Vixen is. Make it a Catwoman movie."
Do you know the character of Vixen
from the Justice League Unlimited? She was on there.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
I was talking from the comics, but okay.
Well, because the League is because when that came on the air, the League is now unlimited. So they had all these heroes I'd never heard of before. She was dating John Stewart Green Lantern for a bit on that show.
Just to get my DC Comics bona fides in. I don't know if I even still have it. But when I first started collecting comics and I was getting the Justice League, they were going through a transition where Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, and I think Green Lantern, were leaving the League, and all that was left was like a Martian Manhunter, and I don't remember who else, and they were bringing in new characters, and they were like brand new characters. They brought in Vixen, they brought in Vibe, they brought in someone named Steel, whose origin ties back to a Golden Age character named Sarge Steel.
Right.
But anyway, and a character named Gypsy. She was like, she dressed like stereotypical gypsy, and her ability was to be able to turn invisible. So, anyway, and I think I still have those original comics. So in other words, I probably own the original comic with the first appearance of Vixen in it.
Okay.
Kind of like Blade 1 versus Blade 2. Yeah. Great. And Secret Show by Clive Barker. I am way behind on my Clive Barker books. I really need to get caught up. I really do.
It's done some good stuff.
Let's see here. What do we got? First, I want to welcome, forgive me if I mispronounce this, Tuckari? Not sure. But welcome. Which is better, Superman 2 or Batman Returns? I'm going to say, and Boomer and Netter, you can, if you have a different opinion, that's fine. You can say, but I think that Superman 2 is a little bit better. Batman Returns is a little bit better. Why? Because I feel like Superman 2 was not as good as it should have been. The Mankiewicz takeover kind of ruined.
Richard Lester, yeah,
Richard Lester.
Richard Lester, and I know that Donner came back years later to do his Donner cut, and I think there's good stuff there. And apparently there's a third cut out there, which is the TV cut, which I've not seen, which people talk about, of Superman 2, which I think
I may have it. Let me look through my DVDs and see if I have it. I can show
But like there are 3 different cuts of that, whereas Batman Returns is basically, it's more consistent. And because there's stuff in the Lester version, some of the jokes were just bad. Like the ice cream flying in the guy's face.
It was a lot of real stupid
But that's not
jokes.
necessarily the problem. That's not really Donner's fault, or even the people that wrote the screenplay. That crap was added in.
Yeah, that was all.
So
that was all Lester. Yeah. So Christopher Reeve versus Michael Keaton. I'm gonna go with. Well, if you had asked me before I read this book, I would have said, I probably would have said Christopher Reeve. Michael Keaton, if he was able to play a film version of this book, I think it would have really lent something to his... Because there's a lot more Bruce Wayne in this book. And again, I'm picturing Michael Keaton playing the role, and I'm like... And let's face it, Michael Keaton has the acting chops. If he had gotten this role and had been directed to play it the way it's written, I think he'd have been excellent. I think they were both...
I would have seen it if he was in it.
Right?
I like Michael Keaton as Batman. I realize there were a bunch of them out there, but Michael Keaton is my favorite Batman, aside from the original 66.
Adam West, yeah. I agree with you, 100%. Well, maybe that's why we've been married for 33 years.
Just because they chose other actors that had the right lip and chin thing doesn't make them a good Batman.
That is true. I mean, Val Kilmer did look the part just fine. The problem was the writing that really changed the character. I had a real problem with it. I also had a problem with the fact I did not mean to get off track on the Val Kilmer, but I did not like, as much as I thought that Chris O'Donnell made a fine Nightwing, he didn't make a very good Robin. He was too damn old. And Val Kilmer was too damn young.
Okay. This was also an issue on Batman the Animated Series. I don't get me wrong, I love Batman the Animated Series, but Robin is in college on Batman the Animated Series. Now they do a flashback episode and show him as a younger when he was adopted by Bruce Wayne. So he's been Robin for a couple of years.
Yeah.
But the problem was the TV executive says you can't, or someone over there, I think at Fox said, no, you can't be putting a child in jeopardy by being the sidekick. So they had to make sure he was in college when he was doing the Robin stuff.
I want to welcome Kolchak. I don't remember if I've seen you in the chat before.
I think I've seen you before.
Okay. And if I have seen you before, I've probably mentioned this. Just like I was showing off a custom Batman figure that I'm working on, I'm also working on a custom Kolchak Mego scale action figure.
The Night Stalker.
Yeah, the Night Stalker. Absolutely. That's pretty cool. And yes, if you join us on Tuesday night on Everyone Here and Deleted Scenes, we'll be simulcasting. We're going to do a rewatch of the Psych episode of Dual Spires. 7:30 Central Time on Tuesday.
Oh, can I clear up something in the chat? I'm not going to say there's I guess a spirited debate. Maverick77, he was talking about the Jack Nicholson Joker at the end, dying at the end of Batman 89, which he does do. I know typically the Joker does not die in the comics or the cartoons. Usually it's implied, but he's still...
Right, because you want to be able to reuse that villain.
But they were kind of stuck with... That was part of the problem. They couldn't really bring the Joker back in the sequels because they kind of killed him off definitively. Part of me kept wondering, was it going to deflate or something? It was going to be a fake Joker, but of course that didn't happen. But
what's interesting is, so you go into this book, and very early on, they start, doing the whole thing about, is the Joker really dead? And you're like, yeah, of course he is. And then, he just... And as a reader, you catch on very quickly. But Batman doesn't know what the reader knows. And it's very interesting. The theories he comes up with for how the Joker could still be alive, especially when he finds out that someone else is dead and they found his body in place of the Joker's. There's a plausible way that the Joker could still be alive. Again, I don't want to ruin the details for you. Yeah, Ben Affleck's Batman had electronic voice box, and Robert Pattinson, I'm sorry, he's a good actor, but he was a lousy Batman and a worse Bruce Wayne. Look, you make an excellent point, because I would argue that Val Kilmer is an excellent actor, an excellent actor.
Do you want to bring my presentation back up?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I totally.
No, it's okay. I mean, we're not like we're hard and fast on it, but I know I will bring us into that
But
next thing.
you. But again, same thing with Jack Nicholson. It's you can debate the actor, but you also have to keep in context what they were given to work with. If this is how they were directed and this is the way the character was written, you could argue, that's not Batman or that's not the Joker, right? You don't blame the actor for that. The actor's doing the best they can with what they've been given to work with, right?
Yeah. And, the amount of rumors flying around what was going on the set at the time.
With Darth Vader, yes, I've seen those memes going around. Yeah,
funny. Let's see here though. I like this Catwoman picture.
Oh yeah. I don't know if I have any pictures, but Netter did a great Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman at one point.
Very cool.
She was. I remember when she was getting all gussied up and she was trying to tuck her hair into the.
Sweetie pie, it was Eartha Kitt.
No, when you did it, you were doing Michelle Pfeiffer because you
With
had
the gold belt.
Oh no! Yeah. Well, that was when I was doing the Adam West Batman. No,
Oh.
I mean before that, you did the full-on black with the white. Yeah, you did the Michelle Pfeiffer with the black mask, and she's trying to tuck in all of her blonde hair, and she's like, "I don't want the hair to show." And I'm like, "Hey, you could leave it hanging out the back and off the sides, and do the later on in the movie bit. She was a blonde." She's like, "Oh yeah."
See this poster right here? I do have this one. This one I got.
I've never seen that one before.
Got it from eBay. This was a Mondo Comic-Con release, I think, from a few years ago. Mondo does a lot of vinyl records, but they do special prints too. And I did pick this one up. I like it because it's a Batman Returns poster. But like if they had done it like they did in the old days when they used to draw things, when they put painted posters. See Christopher Walken on it.
Yes. And so this is what I'm getting at, this whole idea that I had once said that I wish they had made Batman Returns into 2 movies. The first one with the Penguin, the second one with Catwoman, and Max Schreck in both.
Yes.
But after seeing this book, that would have made him in 3 movies. And I'm good with that. I could totally see that. He's almost like a background-ish Lex Luthor type in the Batman universe. I could totally get behind that. I've always been partial to Two-Face as Batman's best villain. He's underused and underappreciated. Well, it's interesting you mentioned
the segue.
Because again, this book that I was talking about keeps all of the actors from the original Tim Burton stories. So you need to imagine in your head that Billy D. Williams is playing Harvey Dent. He is absolutely the Two-Face in Batman 89. In fact, let me show you the back cover.
Look at that. That's super cool.
I love that. Now you'll notice right there, Barbara Gordon, the future Batgirl. Now this is one of the problems I do have with, and I'm not through with this, so I don't know the whole story yet.
Who did they cast as Barbara Gordon for the comic?
I don't know.
Don't say it's Janine Garofalo.
No.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, honestly,
did they base her off someone popular at the time that they would have come out?
She looks a little like Lara Flynn Boyle, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But I don't know that was their intent. This is a sequel to Batman Returns. So whereas Batman Resurrection takes place between Batman and Batman Returns, the Batman 89 comic takes place after Batman Returns, giving us an origin for Two-Face. Now, there you go. Oh, that's great. See, I don't have the individual issues.
Yeah, they did individual. That's a nice cover, huh?
It is a nice cover. and it establishes Harvey Dent's character. I actually, in a way, you know, we get bent out of shape and are often talking about, you know, race swaps and this and that. And honestly, this particular comic does a great job, in my opinion, of kind of giving his character a backstory that's compelling, that is kind of elevated by the fact that he's a black man.
Right.
It actually is important to the story, the neighborhood he comes from, and kind of the culture that goes with it. It's one of those things where, look, you don't just swap out the color of skin and yeah, you've given representation. This man is a black man,
right,
who came from, you know, I don't know what you'd call it, the ghetto, whatever, has become very successful, and on the one hand claims to want to be an example to other kids from his neighborhood, what they can aspire to be, but then kind of gets called out by an old mentor from his old neighborhood who's like, yeah, but you only come around here when you need something. Are you really being a good example? You know, it's that. And it gives an interesting new take on where he gets the two-headed coin from. Don't want to go too much into it, but it's a very compelling story. And in my personal opinion, I feel like Sam Hamm, I think Sam Hamm was the one that was responsible for writing this, actually put more thought into it than the original comic book writers did. I mean, just saying.
Well, he had a foundation to work with, so he was probably expanding on that. And then we have a Robin in this series. Is that correct?
So I haven't gotten to this part in the story, so I can't.
I'm kind of digging that costume.
I do too.
Yes.
I like the fact that, okay, so it should not be a big surprise. I don't think it's a spoiler. I haven't even gotten there, and I know this, that this particular Robin is they're going with the belief that it was that one of the Wayans boys that was cast as
right. I'd heard that rumor.
That was what they were originally planning.
Yeah.
In fact, I have the action figure that they put out for Batman Returns after they realized they weren't going to do Robin. They had designed it to be Wayans, and they kind of white-faced him. You can kind of tell by looking at him. It was meant to be a black character, but they gave him a white face.
Well, why don't they just? Oh, never mind. Anyway,
you know what I'm saying.
I mean,
but
just roll with it. I mean,
this costume covers up the fact that he's black. Not only that, it does the job of really hiding his identity. Because I always felt like the Domino mask. Seriously, I mean, for everybody that talks about, you know, Clark Kent Superman with glasses, I always felt the same thing about Robin with the Domino mask. Really? You're not gonna, if you know Dick Grayson and you were to run into Robin, you'd freaking recognize him. And if you recognize Robin, you're gonna figure out who Batman is, right?
Do you remember the joke in the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie when he strolls in as Green Lantern to his I guess girlfriend's apartment, like pretending to be the Green Lantern, and she looks at him closely. He says, "Hal, is that you?" And he's like, "What?"
How do you know it's me?
Because all he had was the mask over his eyes.
Right, exactly. Like, yes. Although this is the one thing, and I've mentioned this on streams many times before. That one thing from the animated series where Lex Luthor does a body swap with the Flash.
With the Flash. That was great because Michael Rosenbaum played the Flash on Justice League, but then he also played Lex Luthor in Smallville. So he got to play Lex Luthor as
the Flash.
In this,
which was funny, but then what is Lex Luthor? Whatever his, I actually have only ever seen the clip.
It's a great clip.
I don't know what his plan was. It's been dashed. He's like, well, okay, if I can't do anything else, I can find out what the Flash's secret identity is. And he takes off the mask and looks in a mirror and he goes, I have no idea who this is. And you think about it, it's like, Yeah, who the hell would know who Barry Allen is?
The
Other
writers
than
made a point. There's always this big thing, like, oh, they're going to find out his identity. But if it's just some guy, they're not going to know who. Like
Same
Bruce
thing.
Wayne, they would recognize.
I
Maybe.
loved
It's
that they
like,
did,
yes.
basically did that
Yes.
in a more serious way with the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man,
Yeah.
right? With that thing when he saves the
Favorite scene in that movie. Yeah.
I know. I mean, I get a little choked up when I see how these New York.
Everyone on the train, we made a promise. We're not going to reveal your identity.
And they see his
Yes.
face and they're like,
He's just a kid.
you know. And they have no idea who he is. He's not anybody famous unless you actually went to school with Peter Parker. You're not gonna know who he is. You know.
I think they realize he's some guy that has his whole life in front of him, yet he's choosing to protect people in the city with
That's
these
got to
powers.
be incredibly convicting.
And I
well,
think
and
that's
you just
what they
saw,
yeah.
he was pretty much ready to give his life
Yeah.
to save everybody on that train. You gonna go rat him out? If you are, you're a complete piece of
No,
shit.
they all made a pact on the train. They told him, we're not going to tell anybody about what you look like or anything. We're not going to say a word. Yeah.
But coming back to this, right? This is kind of something they cover between Peter Parker, Spider-Man, and Miles Morales. When you have a mask that completely covers your face, nobody knows if you're black, white, or what, right? It makes a lot more. This costume makes a whole lot more sense. Now, I will say this: there was an Elseworld comic. There was really no story to it. It was really just you're supposed to imagine that what you're holding is a bunch of sketches from Batman's workbench or whatever.
Right.
All these different costume ideas he came up with. And it's got all of his notes written around it. Why this wouldn't work, what he likes about it, but why he's not going to go with this one, that one, and the other. And then he does the same thing with Robin. This was one of those alternate costumes, or something very close to it. So I kind of dig that. And yeah, I think it's a great costume. Very different origin though. I think is intended with this Robin. So. You know, make of that what you will, but I don't know if you knew this or not. Speaking of Miles Morales and Spider-Man, there's a story where Peter Parker is, I don't remember the whole story, but he's in court. I don't remember if he's suing or being sued by J. Jonah Jameson. And during the court proceedings, he's like, "Why do you hate me so much?" "I know what it is. You hate me because I'm black." And Jonah's like, "Wait, what? I didn't know you were black. I swear, I'm not racist. I have friends who are black." And Parker starts to laugh.
That was funny.
Who would know, right?
Oh man, that's the point. Yeah, because you don't know what color Spider-Man is. Yes, that's. But yeah, that Robin outfit looks cool though. I'm getting kind of a Robin Hood vibe off it actually in some ways. Yeah.
I think that's always kind of been the intent.
But
that's
doesn't look like. But at the same time, doesn't look like Green Arrow. At least, well, maybe a little bit. But I don't know, I like it.
Kolchak. Oh, okay. From this point on, as I read this comic, it's going to be Winona Ryder. But that brings me back to why I do have one little problem with this.
Just one?
Yeah.
Do I have her picture
this
here?
storyline depicts Harvey Dent dating Barbara Gordon. Now, okay, I know you guys are all ready to cancel me as racist or something like that. That's not my problem. My problem is the age difference. Can you imagine someone that's like Winona Ryder's age dating someone Billy D. Williams' age? That's kind of creepy to me.
Do you know why Winona Ryder why they would have based her on that? Because she was in a lot of Burton movies, so it would make sense for her to show up in this.
Boom! That makes perfect sense.
Yes.
Okay, you're kind of solidifying it.
Yeah.
That probably is the casting that they were
Edward
going
Scissorhands, Beetlejuice, yeah. So
and in fact, the first time, in the very first issue, or I'm assuming it's the first issue.
Or Christina Ricci, that's the other one I could think of.
That's even worse.
Yes, it is. Yes.
That's even worse. But there's they're on a date very early on, and it kind of establishes him as the kind of, if things had gone differently, you could totally see him being a hero type character, and even being a Batman-like type character. But he's on a date with Barbara and says something about her being Gordon's daughter and something, and I'm like, dude, it's just creepy. Gordon is like your associate, and you're dating his daughter. It's just there's just so much wrong with that. It's just. So it's mentioned in one of the forums. See, I'm not caught up on this stuff. Also, they have cast Martin Short as Riddler and Jeff Goldblum as Scarecrow. Now, Kolchak, are you talking about in the '89 comic or for the upcoming Batman? What was it? Revelation?
The book? I don't know.
Yeah. What's the name of the book again?
Revolution.
Revolution. That's what it was. Yeah. Because I'd kind of like to know who to picture in the cast in that role.
I like that cover. Look, Catwoman back.
Yeah, I do like that. The whole hello there when she smashes at hell here.
Yes. So it would make sense for her to then bring her back. Trying to think though. And that's ominous.
Did you like the margarita? I felt like it was too sweet. I
felt it was too sweet when I started drinking it. It tasted fine upstairs.
Sorry. You made me feel like you wanted it to be sweeter though.
No, you asked me if it was too bitter. I said yes. Then you started adding other
things to it.
And
then I
added
too much agave. Yeah, I actually should have just poured mine out the way it was. That's a great cover too. I love when you get these alternate covers without the big banner over the top.
Exactly.
Yeah, I said from the beginning, I've never appreciated, race swaps, but I kind of got behind the Billy D.
Well,
Williams.
I think back then they weren't necessarily doing it just because they were trying to fit a quota. I think they just wanted to cast Billy D. Williams in this.
That was when, if they had made the argument, we felt he was the best casting for the role, I'd have been like, yeah, I can see it.
He's a very underrated actor who I feel should have been used a lot more. I loved him in Nighthawks. I don't know if you saw that, the Stallone movie. Him and
Stallone, yes, I did. Yes,
he was in that. Yes,
dude, Brian saw it.
Oh, that's right. He was in that, wasn't he? Okay, yeah.
He breaks my heart every damn time.
He played Gail Sayers?
Yep.
I didn't realize it was him.
Yep. I swear, I ugly cry. We watched it in high school.
Yeah, it was required watching. I went to Brian Piccolo Middle School. So
I didn't go to Brian Piccolo Middle School, but you're a Chicago person. They're gonna play it, right? And I was in tears, and I was just ugly crying. And the guys tried picking on me. I'm like, screw you. If you're not crying, you have no heart.
Oh, when they made us watch it, because it was required watching every year.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone in the auditorium, guys and girls, were just crying like crazy. No one picked on anybody, because it's just like, I'm not crying, you're crying.
Oh, dude, that line, I love Brian Piccolo. And I'm asking you to love Brian Piccolo, too. And when you hit your knees, I want you to ask God to love Brian Piccolo, too. That just hits me. And it's like, it's not unmanly to have a heart, It's unmanly to give into the peer pressure, and who didn't cry when old Yeller died, right? Having a heart,
poor dog.
Means you're manly enough for me to stand up to you and say, screw you, I'll be honest with you. The girls in the class.
Oh, thank you, Anthony Manzano. He subscribed to my channel. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, you know what? This dude is way undersubbed. We want to get him monetized at some point, for F's sake.
Anyway. But back to this comic, though. You're not done with
got a little emotional there. I think the alcohol helped a little bit.
You're not done with it yet, though. But is it good? Is Harvey Dent have a tragic backstory how he becomes Two-Face in this?
Well, I don't know. I haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I've gotten to him, like, going back to the old neighborhood, kind of dealing with, his backstory and stuff. I haven't gotten to him becoming Two-Face just yet.
All right. But it should be good.
I'm looking forward to it. And I just found out literally today.
That's my last picture.
I like that. Is that like from Mad Magazine or something like that?
No, I think it's some guy that does caricatures. His signature should be on there. Yeah, it's it looks good.
I'll bet you dollars to baked beans. He probably did artwork for
Mad Magazine. Yeah, it looks like that. Oh man. Yeah.
But I was gonna say, I just found out today that there is a sequel to the Batman '89 comic called Batman '89 Echoes. So I'm gonna.
That's what that was. I was seeing that pop up in my searches. Okay, yeah.
So
what's that about?
It's a sequel, So it goes Batman Resurrection. I'm assuming Batman Revelations, Batman Returns, Batman '89 the comics, and then Batman '89 Echoes the comics. That's what I'm saying. This Tim Burton verse getting bigger. People are showing a lot of interest in it. And that's why, like I said, I'm making my own, Mego style custom action figure because no one else has done it, Just, I do also have the 3 3/4 inch Kenner style.
All I gotta say is I want the ventriloquist, and I want Anthony I want them to base off Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins actually would have been a good casting for that.
Because he was in the movie Magic, where he was a ventriloquist with the evil dummy. So I thought that would have been perfect casting for him.
Not to mention, he is a great actor. He is a great actor, and I could totally see him playing
the ventriloquist. That's why we based it on.
Because you got to remember, the ventriloquist, you're basically talking two different personalities there.
Yes.
I'm afraid.
The same thing in Magic, too, which is why I wonder if... I don't know when the ventriloquist appeared as a character in Batman comics, but it wouldn't shock me if he was inspired by the book Magic or the movie Magic when that came out, because that was about another guy kind of developing a split personality with him and his...
Yeah, you know what? I'll have to look at when his first appearance was. You know what? The first thing I'll do is I'll probably go over to Sasha's channel, Casually Comics, and see if she's done a backstory on him, because that's her shtick. But if not, find out when his first appearance was, because there have been some great ventriloquist stories. There was the one from the Twilight Zone.
Yep.
Oh God, that creeps me.
That was a creepy one.
It got to the point where the whole creepy ventriloquist thing, and it wasn't just the Twilight Zone. I mean, there was a bunch of scary TV shows that would do stuff with ventriloquist dummies. I was just scared to frickin' hell of ventriloquist dummies. I swear it wasn't until...
Well, they're creepy.
Who's that ventriloquist comedian that's got Peanut and the Old Man and...
Oh, I was thinking Jay Johnson, but it's not Jay Johnson. It's...
Oh, I know Jay Johnson, but no, not him.
Hold on.
The Old Man.
Mason, that might be somebody else, though.
Abdul, the...
Yeah. I can't type and listen to you talk.
Oh, I know you're thinking of it. I can't...
Jeff Dunham, thank you, Jesse.
Jeff Dunham.
Jesse got it first. Jeff Dunham. Oh, he made ventriloquism.
Well, those puppets aren't creepy.
Good point. They're more
jalapeno on a
Muppet.
stick.
I make jalapeno on a stick. Hey, Peanut. What?
Yes.
You lost a shoe. No, man, I found one.
Doesn't he get like multiple puppets going at the same time? Isn't that what he can do?
He's freaking brilliant with it.
Jeff
boom, 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 right. Yeah. It's really good. And he kind of, I don't want to say breaks the fourth wall, but he kind of gets kind of meta where they realize that they are ventriloquist dummies and he's doing the voice and they're trying to egg him on and stuff, and I'm already kind of talking about them like they're separate characters. It's just Mark Melnikoff has rejoined us back from the dilithium mines. Let the weekend begin. Amen, my friend. Amen. Let me know what you're sipping on, if anything. Tales of the Unexpected. Roald Dahl. The theme tune is scary as hell. Yeah. I don't even know about that. I'll have to look into it. Thanks, Serality. Just something else to give me nightmares. Just what I need, So I was playing one of those interactive games on the computer, and it's a sci-fi game where you keep reliving the same day, kind of like Groundhog's Day, and you've got like special abilities to like see different like almost like predator vision. And at one point, you realize there's something really off. You press the predator vision, and you see, like, in the window behind the person you're talking to, like a skeleton or a zombie or something. I'm like, the fuck?
That's messed up.
Yeah, I know. And it's like, holy just out of nowhere, Troy, we should do a puppet stream with the best newsman puppet Sam. I'll tell you what, there are some great
puppet YouTubers.
Well, yes, that's true.
I know Arlo. That's the only one I know
of. What is? Let's see. There's Floral from Under a Rock, and there is. Oh, who's that orange one that I'm a member of? I'm a member of a channel. I can't even remember the name of the channel. He's a regular contributor to WDW Pro. Marvin Montanaro is the person who does the puppets. Anyway, I'm getting off track. No, that's not even what I was going to say. I was going to say there's some great late 80s, early 90s horror films about the Puppet Master and, dolls and whatnot. Probably all available on Tubi right now. Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Freaky stuff.
Is this my fifth or sixth margarita? I'm fucking wasted, guys. I'm just friggin' blitzed.
Well,
Mark, you can tell Julie that I didn't start swearing until 2 hours and 8 minutes into the stream.
If you ever get around to Batman the Animated Series, though, the episode The Ventriloquist is great, though, because it's one of the first times on the animated series where Batman looked down at trying to figure out who this mastermind is, and he sees the puppet, and then he has a general look of shock on his face, like he was not expecting it to be a wooden gangster,
I haven't seen a lot of the animated series.
It's a great standalone episode.
I have seen a number of excerpts in YouTube videos, and there's some great writing in that cartoon.
Top of the line,
some heartbreaking episodes, and this is what I look at when I look at this, and I'm like, these are writers who knew how to write good stories and good hero stories. This is why I think a lot of us have so much trouble with some of the crap we're getting out of the entertainment.
Well, they don't take it seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
There was an episode of Batman the Animated Series, Robin's Reckoning, where you found out the origin of Robin, about Tony Zuko, the one that, sabotaged his parents and brothers.
Basically was responsible for the death of his parents. Yeah.
And basically he was back in town, and Batman's after this guy, and he's keeping Robin out of it. And he says, Batman, I want help. Who is it? What are you doing? As he doesn't even realize that Batman's looking for the guy that killed his parents. And finally Robin finds out and confronts him, and, he says, I know why you didn't tell me about this guy. You were afraid I'd kill him, because he'd get revenge for his parents. And Batman says, no, that's not why. Zuko's already taken so much from you. But if he were to, Batman was afraid Zuko would actually kill Robin also, and that he wouldn't be able to live with that. This guy's already taken everything away from you. I wouldn't be able to live with myself if he also took your life when you were trying to come after him. That's why.
And let's face it, you don't want to put you don't want to put him in that situation either.
But that was interesting. It was an interesting reaction to Batman, though. It wasn't even about the vengeance part. It was about he was afraid Robin would get killed by this guy, and I thought that was interesting.
Well, and this is I don't think it came up enough in the comics, but it clearly did in the animated series. This idea that Batman went out of his way to protect Robin.
Oh yeah,
and understood how important it was to, this is why there's a great story in the comics. Basically, it's the origin period when Tim Drake comes into the story. Dick Grayson has become Nightwing, and Batman becomes kind of unhinged, and he's beating the hell out of his opponents. And
Ice melts
where did I leave it?
on the kitchen floor.
Damn it! I'm sorry. Thank you for taking care of it. Batman is really beating the crap out of his rogues gallery, and he's getting badly injured too.
Yeah.
And this civilian superfan who loves Batman and Robin has figured out through his own detective work who Batman and Robin really are.
Right.
And he knows what's happening. And he goes to Titan Tower to seek out Dick Grayson. And he says, look, I know who you really are. Bruce needs you.
Huh.
And he's in the typical comic fashion. That's the end of the comic, right? So you got to come back next week to see how it turns out.
Oh, that would have been. That's
right.
Was this before Jason Todd?
Yeah, this is before Jason.
Okay.
And no. Wait a minute.
Who was the second Robin?
No, I'm sorry. You're right. It was after that. It was Tim Drake, I think, takes place after Jason Todd.
Jason Todd was.
This was after the fans called in and killed Jason Todd.
Oh yes.
So, and that's when Batman starts all this, and he goes to Dick and says he needs you, and Dick's like, "Excuse me now?" He's like, "Yeah. I'm a big fan. I figured out, who you are," and he explains that he understands the dynamic of Batman and Robin. Batman, is all about the mission. Robin grounds him.
Yes.
He needs Robin in his life. Without you there, without, Jason Todd, whatever, he's a loose cannon. He's going to end up dead if you don't help him. And there's story that happens, but it leads to Dick saying, look, I can't go backwards. I can't go back to being Robin. But you could be Robin. Now, what's different about Tim Drake over the previous two Robins is Tim Drake is not an orphan. He has a family. So he has to make excuses to go out and be Robin. And then when he's hanging out with this, rich socialite, Bruce Wayne, and whenever he comes home, he's all black and blue. Right? So his father starts to question what's going on there. It becomes a whole kind of thing. So, very, very interesting take on the whole Robin thing. This is why people like the Tim Drake story so much and get real bent out of shape if they don't treat that character right,
Yes. Well, apparently they're going to be adding Robin to the next Pattinson Batman movie, so I don't.
Unfortunately, it's probably going to be the Damian Wayne.
And I don't think it's going to be Damian because they're saving Damian for the Gunverse Robin.
I'm kind of under the impression that they're going to blend the two together.
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll talk about it more on Sunday because I know we have an article about this.
Do we? Okay.
I think so.
If not, I'll send you one. All right, but yeah. Cool.
Oh, we've gone over. You have to work tomorrow.
No, I don't have to work tomorrow, but
but we should probably still wind this down because honestly, I've gotten to the end of what I know about the lore here. We'll have to revisit this topic after I've read after I finish the comic, after I get Batman 89 Echo, and you know what? I'll probably wait until after I've read the next novel in this series, and so we're probably looking at like sometime in November, December.
Cool.
But this is I'm pretty fired up about this. There is a wiki that deals with this specific universe of the Tim Burton verse, so to speak, and it talks about it references the scenes in the Flash movie because Michael Keaton and tries to weave that implied canon into it, what happens to Robin and so forth that's implied by that movie. Gotta say, I haven't seen the Flash movie, so I don't know. Maybe I'll hit the high seas just so I can check out at least the scenes that include that Batman character.
Maybe we'll have to bring it up next time. Yeah.
By then I'll have checked it out and I'll be able to intelligently comment on it. But there
maybe save it for a Monday rewatch. I don't know. Of course, then no one show up. No, I'm sorry.
So you guys saw the promos. We got Emma tomorrow on Big Al's channel on Geeky Geezers. We've already talked about some of the stuff we'll be talking about. So
after Geeky Geezers, I will be on reserved seats. I will be deleted scenes guest for the week.
Yep. So after Geeky Geezers, if you're on my channel anyway, I will be forwarding you on to that channel. I'm sure we will post it in the chat so that you can go over on your own. But guys, if you're not subscribed to Aged Boomer, heck, guys, come on! He needs the subscribers so he can get the ad revenue. Those juicy nickels and dimes.
I haven't even gotten ad revenue.
Well, that's true.
Hey, when you say it like that, I'm now thinking of Lucy from Charlie Brown. Oh, those nickels, and she's shaking her. Yeah.
Cold hard cash, I love it.
Yes. Oh, I remember that. But then Monday evening, what's going
on? It looks like it's going to be 28 years later or whatever it is.
All right,
wait,
so
really?
that'll be interesting.
That seems to be what's winning out in the
So your live rewatch, gotcha.
In the poll. So yeah, I put up a couple of movies that were released in 2025, asking what you guys wanted to watch. It's a members only stream. If you're not a member, consider becoming a member. It's only $2, and every week on Mondays I do a watch party where I share the link to Cosme so you can watch the movie along with us. I think it's worth it. If nothing else, you know, it helps keep the lights on over
Happy
here.
Gilmore and 28 years later are tied at 33%.
Wow. So if you are a member and you haven't voted, maybe get over there and break the tie. It's yeah.
What else is going on?
And if Megan 2.0 doesn't win, I'm just going to have to watch it with Netter.
There you go. And then Tuesday night, we're going to have a very special Sparkwood 21. Is that right?
I know, you know that I'm not telling the truth. Yeah, psych. I love that show. I really do. But yeah, the Dual Spires. And we're going to get into... We're not just going to watch the episode Dual Spires. We're going to watch the... we're watching the DVD extended version of Dual Spires.
Okay.
So if you have not seen, if you've seen the original episode, Dual Spires, you might want to join us because this is an extended episode. And then we're going to watch the behind-the-scenes footage, too. A lot of fun. It's great to hear from like Sherilyn Fenn and oh damn, I'm forgetting the kid that played Bobby Briggs. I say kid, but he's the same age as I am.
The actor who played Bobby Briggs will be on it. Yes.
Yeah. Talking about their experience on the show and their interaction with the actors. It's some good stuff, so it's worth checking out. Then there's Blake Seven. Netter's going to be sitting down with Corey from Wilkie's Movies and Music. Guys, it's a channel that just got monetized. Whenever he's got a Friday afternoon stream, I send my liquid lunch over there to raid his channel because he is good people. So tune in on Thursday at 9 Central on Netter's Network, and let's show him the love, you know. And don't know what we'll be talking about next Friday on Last Call, but I will be drinking. And I will be drunk, and you can laugh at me. I think you guys enjoy it. The more I drink, the more you guys seem to enjoy it. It seems.
Yeah. Cool.
At least that's what I tell Netter as an excuse for why I can drink. Boomer, did I miss anything?
You talked about Saturday. Is that right? Tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow night is I shouldn't say Regency. It is Jane Austen August
on Big Al's channel.
On Big Al's channel.
Emma.
We'll be
correct?
watching the what's her name?
Gwyneth Paltrow.
The cooch candle.
Oh, why did you have to bring that up?
Because I'm
Don't
drunk.
bring that up on the stream Saturday. Just leave it alone.
I know, right? Emma, yes. Return to the Regency.
That was rude.
Well, it is, but she's the one marketing the smell of her.
I know, but
You didn't need to bring it up, dear.
Okay. Anyway.
Just saying. That's how some people might actually know her.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. Anyway.
Still within throwing distance.
I know I am. Do we know what is a week from tomorrow, Netter? What is the... I should really know because I need to set up the stream.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
We are going to be watching The Gamers.
Oh, you guys are going to like this. This is good. This is good geek fun. Yes, The Gamers. Won't tell you too much about that.
Does that have Linda Cardellini in it?
No.
Okay, I'm thinking of a different movie. Okay, never mind.
No, it's kind of an independent film.
Yep.
But it's so much fun.
All right.
If you have ever played a game of Dungeons and Dragons, you're gonna love
those
this.
kind of gamers. Okay, I got you.
Those kind of gamers, yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So anyway, Boomer, did I miss anything that I needed
I think we got everything. Like I said, so we got a big stream on Sunday. We'll see if we can cover everything. Yikes. I think I already know what the good old days is going to be, though, but I'll tell you after the stream. Okay? All right.
Tell me about the good old days.
I think you'll like the subject. Okay. Anyway.
I'm looking forward to it. Netter, anything I covered and didn't?
You covered some things you shouldn't have been covering.
I know. Let's move on.
Well, of course, because Troy's probably too drunk to remember to say it. Thank you all so very much for the super chats, the membership that Ruby Huve had dropped for Troy.
Yep.
You guys are Osmo. Thank you so very much for your support and your continued support and just encouraging us so very much. So thank you for that. It's just our family.
Yep.
Just showing the love.
Cool.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. Yep, you guys are, as Netter likes to say, Osmo. Super appreciate you guys. You guys take care. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night, ladies. Good night, sir. Hit it, sweetheart.
The neon lights are fading, closing time is near. Whispers in the corners, secrets shared sincere. The bartender's polishing the final glass. Time slips away like moving through the grass. Last call for alcohol, make your dreams come true. One more round, friends, from me and you. Let's toast to the night, to the stories we've spun. Here's to the laughter and to what's begun. The shadows are dancing as we linger still. Every clink of a glass, a memory to distill. Beneath this smoky haze, our feelings they unfurl. A tapestry of whispers in this corner of the world. The jukebox serenades us with a final tune, crooning to the lonely and the lovers under the moon. With every soft note, the end draws ever near. But in this fleeting moment, there's nothing to fear. Last call for alcohol, make your dreams come true. One more round, friends, for me and you. Let's toast to the night, to the stories we